Today is Thursday. It's the 27th of August. This is Here First from Iowa Public Radio. I'm Michael Leland. The company that owns Facebook and Instagram has reached a $17 billion settlement with 47 states, including Iowa. They had filed lawsuits alleging Meta's platforms were harming children. Iowa will get about $126.5 million over the next 10 years from the tech giant. Iowa Attorney General Brenna Bird sued Meta in April, accusing it of violating Iowa's consumer protection laws with smartphone apps designed to get minors addicted to social media.
Importantly, they agreed to make changes so that their platform is better for kids and safer for kids and get rid of some of those very harmful aspects that they have that have been hurting teenagers.
The settlement ends a trial in California where 4 other states were charging Meta designed Facebook and Instagram to keep teens on the platforms for hours and collected data from children under 13 without parental consent. Democratic U.S. Senate candidate Josh Turek says he believes addressing Iowa's water quality issues is an important part of reducing the state's high cancer rates. IPR's Natalie Krebs has more.
Iowa has the second highest rate of cancer in the country. It also has higher levels of nitrate runoff in its water, which some studies have linked to certain cancers. Turek participated at a roundtable event hosted by the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network in Cedar Rapids. He says he would like to see more money go towards water quality sensors and nitrate removal plants, as well as more prevention efforts.
I would like to see more incentives to farmers, legitimate incentives, for cover crops, land barriers, and preventing farmers from putting down fertilizer in the winter months.
The American Cancer Society says it has not confirmed a roundtable event date with Republican candidate Ashley Hinson. I'm Natalie Krebs, IPR News.
People who need help getting basic needs could have more options. The state's Thrive Iowa program is now operating in 20 of the state's 99 counties. Iowa Department of Health and Human Services launched the initiative this summer. It connects people with services and resources. In Buena Vista County, Storm Lake Community School District got funding to hire staff to work directly with families. Superintendent Stacy Cole says the program's designed to give them more stability.
So it was really important to us to really say, what are the things that are available to people? How do we coordinate those? How do we work together as one functioning system to help people get the resources that they need?
The Iowa legislature approved up to $8 million for Thrive Iowa in 2024. The centerpiece of Dubuque's park system is getting money to help revive the site. IPR's Gavin McGough reports a grant will help restore the work of a prominent architect.
Alfred Caldwell designed Dubuque's Eagle Point Park when he came to the city during the New Deal.
And so that was in the 1930s. It was a prairie-style design that was kind of late in the prairie style, but it is an exquisite design. And it was really at the beginning and an important part of his career.
That's city planner Chris Happ-Olson. Caldwell went on to a storied career in Chicago. In recent years, Dubuque has struggled to maintain his designs. Now, a Wisconsin foundation is granting $750,000 to restore 3 stone buildings tucked into the Riverside Bluffs. The money comes with a 2-to-1 match. That means Dubuque must raise another $1.5 million to secure it. The city hopes to do so through private donations and federal grants. I'm Gavin McGough, IPR News.
Iowa voters can now request an absentee ballot for the November elections. The time window for county auditors to accept requests is open through October 19th. The absentee ballot request can be printed from voterready.iowa.gov and then sent to the voter's county auditor's office. Here first from Iowa Public Radio. As Iowa cities start working on their budgets for next year, many are trying to navigate how the state's new property tax law will affect their communities. IPR's Megan McKinney sat down with Des Moines Metro reporter Isabella Liu to talk about what she's heard from 12 cities across the state.
Hi, Isabella. Thanks for sitting down with me.
Good morning, Megan.
Let's start with how the new law works.
Yeah, so there's multiple parts of this law, but for cities, it heavily restricts the amount of revenue they can bring in for their general fund. And that's the main fund covering services like fire, police, parks, and libraries. Cities' general fund revenue growth would be capped at 2% a year under this law. That's lower than inflation and applies every single budget year, so many cities will have to continuously trim their budgets. There's also some exceptions, though, to this cap, like, for instance, new construction. Another important piece in this law is a 10% homestead exemption. it's good news for homeowners. But cities say it could significantly erode their tax base and especially hurt small towns that are mostly residential and have small tax bases to begin with. And on top of that, the state is pulling funding that was used to reimburse cities for homestead tax breaks like this one.
What are cities doing right now to adjust their budgets?
So a few cities like Colfax and Pleasant Hill told me they're already cutting costs by doing things like fixing fewer roads and reducing library hours. But more cities, such as Des Moines, are currently leaving vacant positions unfilled. For residents, that could mean the city takes longer to approve projects or have understaffed police and fire departments. But in general, this law doesn't have a one-size-fits-all effect. Cities with low growth, like Des Moines proper, will be squeezed more, while cities that are growing more quickly will be able to weather this law better. Waukee Mayor Courtney Clark says the city expects to come out even with the revenue limits.
Because we are growing and we get to capture the new valuation, that additional growth we get to levy taxes on. And so that helps make up for it for us.
But lots of cities are still waiting and haven't taken steps. In general, there's a lot of uncertainty because the law is complex and its effects have not been fully modeled. Right now, cities are waiting on guidance from the Department of Management and for property values to be set on January 1st.
So Republican lawmakers have been working on this for a couple of years, hoping to provide relief to taxpayers. What kind of relief will taxpayers actually see because of this law?
Yeah, so the short answer is it depends. Some things are more clear than others at this point. For example, the 10% homestead exemption is likely where people may see the most direct impact from the law. Besides that, some officials told me residents might see small decreases in their bills, while others expect people's bills to stay the same or rise slightly. The earliest people could see changes from this law would be their September 2027 property tax bill, according to what cities told me. Also, Republican lawmakers point to a report from the free enterprise group Common Sense Institute that estimates households would save an average of $20 a month in the first 6 years of this law. But still, other officials told me how it impacts people's bills could vary property to property, and in general, it's very difficult to predict the law's effects right now. There's a lot of factors that go into property tax bills. For example, assessment values, state formulas, and tax credits, just to name a few. So it can be really hard to trace back a change in your bill to one specific thing.
And are there any other changes taxpayers can expect from this law?
Yeah, so the annual property tax notices will be clear under this law. Cities said the old version confused residents because it had inaccurate numbers about projected property tax increases. So, for example, it showed taxes that would be collected on a sample property that went up 10% in value, which cities say is way higher than what people would actually pay. But these new mailers will be customized to your actual property, its value, and any credits you receive, giving homeowners more accurate information.
Thank you, Isabella, for your reporting.
Thanks, Megan.
That's IPR Des Moines Metro reporter Isabella Liu, part of our team covering the state capitol. She spoke with Morning Edition host Megan McKinney. And that's Here First for this Thursday from Iowa Public Radio. I'm Michael Leland. Have a great day.